Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Xillia. In the last episode, that was kind of a rather depressing episode. We had concluded a lot of other side quests that we started from our very beginning of our adventure, and most of them kind of had good, but very kind of somber moments. And it dealt with death a lot. But in today's episode, it's going to be kind of on a happier note, because we're going to be doing some more stuff in Sharilton here. We're going to be doing some side quests here that popped up. The first thing we need to do, and I haven't been to Sharilton, back in Sharilton in a long time. I'm going to go drop off some feathers here at the Jet Black Feather trading post here. You do need about 454 Jet Black Feathers to complete this quest. And as you guys can see, whenever I give it back all of it, we've passed the 300 one, so we're there. We're nearly to our goal. So he gives us a special item. It says Blue Sephira. You receive double the gold from battle. This is a good item if you need to grind for money, like me. And we obtained 30,000 gold for our troubles. That's really nice. Yes, ow. Oh, don't mind me. I twisted my ankle a little. No way. That guy's Darkwing? I know it's hard to believe, but listen, remember when Darkwing attacked the Hourly? I heard that they found black feathers all over the crime scene. Who else deals with that sort of thing? It's gotta be him. And then he says, congratulations, you have now collected over 400, so we've passed the 400 mark. So we're getting very close to this end of the side quest here. It's quite an accomplishment. I admire your determination. Anyways, here's a little something to celebrate. So he gives us, some classy lady garbs for Mila, so she has a new costume and everything. Same with Alvin, he gets a casual outfit. And I do believe we get one for, no, we don't, we only get those. And then we get 40,000 gold, so we get a nice chunk of change here. He says, you want to trade Jet Black Feathers for the items? Okay. So we didn't get to the end of the side quest. We didn't have enough for that. We had a bunch of them, and we got the title Jet Black Raven. I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to get it for a while. I'm going to go ahead and grind pretty much off screen for the rest of them. But anyways, we need to come over here to the naturalist that we did before, back when we completed Burmia Gorge. Let's go ahead and talk to him now that we've completed the Olympias part of the story.
Hello there. I've got the results of the examination data.
So the art we used at Burmia Gorge came in handy, huh?
Oh, yes. Now, after reviewing all of the data, I have determined that there is a clear link between spirit art usage and nearby spirit climb changes. As the scale of spirit art usage grows, the changes in the climb become more pronounced.
So the recent topographical changes in Burmia Gorge are due to the increased spirit art usage in Sharilton.
That's right. I saw the same kind of data with Fenmont's expanding night climb as well. At our current usage scale, we should only see minor alterations. But if we keep developing new spirit arts, we may be facing irreversible changes to our spirit climbs.
Like the whole world going dark?
That is a remote possibility, yes.
So even if we stay inside the schism, there's a chance that Riza Maxia could end up just like Olympias.
I guess even spirit arts have their drawbacks.
It all depends on how we use them. If all we seek from spirit arts or Spyrix is to maximize convenience, then of course we'll see repercussions.
I agree.
But at least this news comes at the right time.
Yeah, if we open the schism and reshape the world, surely human awareness will be reshaped as well.
The question, of course, is in what way?
But nothing will change at all if we don't act.
You're right. For better or worse, this is the path we've chosen.
And that one was kind of a lot of information we learned about that. And we got the title Sub-Event Superhero, so you should be getting a trophy right now if you're following this guide. But yes, we found out that, well, Rize Maxia might end up like Olympias if it keeps using spirit arts and affecting the spirit climbs and stuff like that. But the main chunk of this episode, we need to come over here to Lord Klein's manor, and we'll find out that there's a bunch of people right here, and Lady Dracelle is there talking to them. We need to go and find out what the commotion is all about.
Lady Dracelle, how much longer until the roads are reopened? At this rate, we won't be able to stay in business much longer.
Please, everyone calm down. The guards have been shaken by all the instability. They've retreated to Fort Gandala and put it on lockdown. I've been trying to reach the military headquarters, but I haven't been able to establish contact yet.
We don't have time to wait. Our losses are already catastrophic. If we don't do something soon, Sharilton will be doomed.
I'll do something. I promise.
If only Lord Klein were still here.
Stop bullying Dracelle! Ellie, Rowan, you're all here.
We couldn't help it over here. Perhaps we can be of some assistance.
No, this is something I need to handle myself. It's my duty as Klein's successor.
Your determination is laudable, but you are slightly mistaken.
Not you too! I know I'm not capable enough, but I still have to try.
We know you're doing your best, milady. We do.
However, this isn't just about business anymore. With the roads shut down, there are people who are struggling merely to survive.
Then it seems our only option is to invade Fort Gandala.
But what about the golems that protect it? I thought they were invincible.
Yes. Within the right spirit climb, a golem's defense power is absolute. However...
In the wrong spirit climb, their defensive power would be diminished.
Correct. And we now know of a way to change a spirit climb ourselves.
So if we use a booster like they did at Fezabel Marsh...
we stand a real chance at victory.
So if we just need a booster, why not use the same one we used at Fezabel Marsh?
I'm afraid it was swept away by the marsh flow.
What about Tipo?
Tipo is a special type. I'm afraid we couldn't use him for this.
We'll need to find a different booster.
I'm so sorry to have failed you. Wait, Mila, remember when they captured Tipo at Fort Gandala?
That's right. Noctical was conducting booster experiments right there at the fort. There should be plenty of boosters within its confinements.
And if we can get our hands on one, we can take out the golems.
So the key that we need to break into the fort is hidden within the fort itself. Oh dear. We certainly have our work cut out for us.
We'll be going there anyway. This way we kill two birds with one stone.
But I can't expose you all to danger, just for the sake of my city.
You're mistaken again. Your determination should be used precisely for that purpose.
Lady Dracelle, each of us has our own role to play. For a governor, it's showing your people the right path, and taking responsibility for those who walk it.
You're right.
Now, Lady Dracelle of House Cheryl, we await your order.
Very well. As the new governor, I hereby ask you to retake Fort Gandala, for the good of Sharilton.
Yes, milady.
Leave it to us!
So, our big task is to go and destroy the golems that block our paths at Fort Gandala. You remember those guys? Those guys were pretty much indestructible. And we couldn't, go past, we couldn't bridge Fenmont and Sharilton because of this problem.
Why would they have guards out if the golems are functional?
No one is able to feel fully secure once fear has overtaken them. This should work to our advantage. Perhaps we can convince them to tell us where the boosters are kept.
Devious!
Do this right and we'll be done in a flash.
You won't deactivate the golems this way, you know.
Who said anything about deactivation?
We're going to destroy them!
You're kidding, right?
Jokes were never my strong suit. Would you be so kind as to tell us where the boosters are kept?
They should be in Control Room 02.
Do we know where that is?
It's a spare control room located opposite from the one we visited earlier.
Got it. Let's go.
You know, it's kind of funny in that cutscene where they beat the crap out of those soldiers. Why didn't they let us fight? But yes, the golems are right here. But first, we can't even get any closer to them until we get a booster.
Let's sneak into Fort Gandala and try to find a booster.
That seems to be our only hope of defeating the golems.
But yeah, you can't get any closer to it. It says you need to go to control room before you can fight the golems. We need to go back into the room where we found Elise and Tipo that one time. And we need to get a booster in there in order to use it to weaken the golems so that we can fight them. Because as of right now, and I missed this treasure chest when I first came here. But there's lemon gels if you need it. But we need to go and find the boosters. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Get away from these monsters. These stupid enemies. 'Cause they're still here. I do have to say, though, that... And I missed this treasure chest, too, but... I wasn't paying attention when we first came here. I was kind of distracted with live commentary at the time. This is why I did post commentary after this episode. After that episode, I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and just decide to do it because, really, I found out that this Let's Play kind of was better for me to do post commentary. But that's just me. But let's go ahead and go down here and find the boosters. They're in this little canister.
Here we go. Boosters.
Ah, this is indeed the same type of booster that was used at Fezabel Marsh. If we can use this to change the spirit climb, the golem's defensive power should plummet.
Kind of like a golem inhibitor.
Hey, a golem inhibitor!
Do you even know what that means?
Not a clue.
So how do we use it?
Leave that to me.
Very well. Then let's crush some golems.
A golem inhibitor. We got the golem inhibitor. I mean, I can't even say it myself, but we also have to go to the golems ourselves. So let's go ahead and do that.
The golems should be guarding the gate to the main passageway.
Now we shall put an end to them.
Let's go ahead and destroy those suckers. I'm gonna say this right now. This is probably one of your greatest fights in this game, because these guys are tough, and I know that they mentioned that it's like, oh, these guys are so strong, you should fear them and everything, but you didn't really see it. Like there's been many RPGs where they kind of show you the true brute strength of these grand monsters that they say you should be warned about them, but they didn't really explain it too much. Now we're actually going to go see their power.
2 golems dead ahead.
And 2 more behind us!
4 golems at once. Truly a rock and a hard place.
No, it's 4 birds with 1 stone. They've saved us the trouble of hunting them down.
It's impossible to get discouraged with Mila around.
Agreed.
We're much stronger than we were before. Let's do this!
You said it. Rowan.
On it. Activating the golem inhibitor.
No fear.
Guys, it's looking mighty tough.
It's Rashagal's ultimate defense weapon. It's not something we'd normally stand a chance against.
But we might stand a chance now.
Keyword, might. We ran away from it once, but not now.
That's right. Payback time.
Onward.
These golems are going to be the bane of your existence. Hello, Gandala Defense Golem number 1. You're level 55. Now that doesn't seem too much because we're like in our 60s, but these guys have a lot of power to them. The first golem was weak against water. The second one is weak against fire, and they're all level 55. Now, you saw that there was 4. We're only fighting 2 at a time because if you fought all 4 at once, that'd get chaotic. These guys are too big for the screen anyways. But I'm gonna tell you right now, don't get too close to, I mean, they're golems, so it's kind of really easy to detect their movements and all this other stuff, but if you do get stuck in one of their main like powerful attacks, they will decimate you. So be careful of that. You can come and do this only whenever you beat pretty much Chapter 4 at this point, whenever you get to endgame. And as you see, Rowan was down to the count and everything. So I'm just pretty much going to exploit the weaknesses of these guys and try to use moves like a new art that I equipped since the last episode. It was called Phoenix Plunge. And you'll be seeing me use this move a lot. Phoenix Plunge is really good whenever you're streaming it with combo, where you can pretty much knock down an enemy. If you use like a combination of Aqua Sweep, if you use Aqua Sweep first, you knock it down, then you follow it up with Phoenix Plunge, you'll be able to like decimate them even further. Phoenix Plunge is really strong. It's a fire-based move too, so it'll be good against the enemies that are weak against it. But pretty much this guy right now, he's weak against fire, if I remember correctly. And look how much damage he's doing to me. It's ridiculous. He knocks me down. He will stun you if he hits you, because it's a gigantic blow to your body. It really hurts. Then he got this spin move where he'll get you caught up in everything. Then he's got this little jetpack move, and it'll pretty much knock you out of the sets. But we defeated one. Once you defeat one of them, the next one will come out. So be careful of that. You're not done until you defeat 4 of these guys. But anyways, let's go over to Golem number actually, it's the same one. It's like Defense Golem number 1, but it's the 3rd one. So it's pretty much weak against the same thing. So it's weak. This one is weak against water. It just replaced the one that I just killed, essentially. It's the same Golem. But let's go ahead and fight this guy. This guy's weak against water, I do believe. So using Phoenix Plunge won't really work. So using moves like Aqua Sweep and everything else will work. Pretty much the characters I would really suggest having for this fight are Jude and Mila linked up, and then having Elise and Leia just do healing duty, just like normal. I always end up having for these gigantic boss fights where these monsters are giganto and will decimate you in one fell swoop. I always have my healers on standby because I'm kind of reckless. You kind of see that a little bit. I'm a little bit reckless when it comes to these fights. And as you see, the result of that, I'm already down for the count. But let's go ahead and fight it. And Elise is down for the count, and I have to wait until the item bar goes away. And actually, Elise, or not Elise, but Leia used Resurrection already. But this guy is really strong. It may not look like it because they're really low level compared to us, but these guys will decimate you. Look, he almost Falcon punched me. That's kind of funny. But the last one has come out. We defeated the second one, now the last one's come out. And it's the same as the one I just killed. So it's weak against fire. That one's weak against fire, and the other one is weak against water. You can kind of see it because they're kind of color-coded. Like, this one's fire-based. You can obviously tell because it's got, you know, red on its back. Orange on its back, I'm sorry. And so you just use water. The other one's blue, so you know to use fire. That's one thing I like about it, is they obviously make color coding. So he's like, oh, here's my weakness and everything. And at this point, these are kind of the bosses that I would really suggest you not worrying about using items like specifics and stuff like that to kind of heal your party if it's getting too low. But I would not be using items like an Omega Elixir if you are pretty much hurt a lot, because Omega Elixirs are kind of scarce right at this point until you increase your item shop to like a really high level. Once you be able to get your item shop to a high level, you'll be able to buy them, but it's really not suggested to use your Omega Elixirs until certain boss fights, but I'll stick these out. These guys are tough, but they're not like destructively indestructible. They are on the right spirit climb, but they're not here now that we've used the booster. He used a freaking drop kick, and I love that. He's like, I'm gonna drop kick you. But I swapped Mila with Alvin because I kind of can use a water-based linked art very easily. And now we've defeated 3. Now there's only 1 Golem left. So really, this is just an endurance race at this point. You have to just endure 4 of these giganto-colossal titans And
No breaks?
that's pretty much it. At this point, it should be easy. When there's only one left, don't worry about it too much. Start using snap pivots and start dodging everything, because it's hard to dodge when there's like 3 or 4 on the stream, because you'll dodge one, but then you'll get hit by the one that's oncoming right behind him. So that's one thing that sucks about fighting these enemies, a bunch of enemies at once. I just keep spamming fire moves on him now. And be careful, just watch out for his Giganto Grand Slam. But that's pretty much it. He's almost down for the count too. Got a few more hits left, and then he's done.
Punch! Cut. Shoot. Pierce.
Hit and end up as Cheapo's meal. Oh, I'm all full.
I've never seen that one before, so that was kind of funny to see that. But we got a bunch of, well, we didn't get too many level ups. We only got 3 party members leveled up from that. Kind of sucks, because that was a really big battle, and we didn't get very much experience points from that.
I thought the Golems were invincible. How did this happen?
Rashagal is done for.
Is that all you have to say after holding yourselves up here without permission? You should be ashamed.
We were doing it for our country. Rashagal's military assets must be protected.
Do you truly believe that abandoning the citizens you serve strengthens your country?
Well...
Wait. Are you Chief of Staff Hilbert? No, but I used to be. You all are the military of today. And as such, it is your duty to figure out what needs to be done. Understood. The Fort Gandala guards will reopen the fort immediately. We will resume patrolling the high roads and protecting civilian activities.
That takes care of that.
That should be a load off Tricell's shoulders.
But we destroyed the Golems.
And we've made it through Fort Gandala
And
at last.
Yeah, what an ordeal.
Ain't that the truth? But let's go ahead and share the good news.
Let's get back to Tricell. We have to tell her how great you were.
But we got a title for defeating those guys. We got a Taker of the Fort title for defeating the Rashagal Golems that occupied Fort Gandala. But now let's go back and report to Tricell. She'll be really happy about this news. So without further ado, let's go inside the manor to talk to her.
Thank goodness you all made it back. Is anyone hurt?
We're fine, my lady.
As you can see, we couldn't be healthier.
We kicked 10 tons of golem butt! Oh, I'm so relieved. You are worried about us? Of course. I don't know what I would have done if you had gotten hurt on my behalf.
Facing that pain is one of the gravest duties of leadership.
It sure isn't easy.
No, it is not. But as long as you feel pain at the suffering of your people, they will always be there to support you.
I'll do my best. Just as Klein did.
It might be difficult, but we know you can do it.
I'm sorry I can't give you the rewards you deserve. Wait, I know. I'll brew up some of my finest tea. Come, let's have a tea party.
I couldn't ask for a finer reward.
Throw in some of those little cakes and you've got a deal.
So with that, we got an extra skill tome for doing that. So that's one reason why you want to finish this side quest. Plus, we finally finished the conflict that was at Fort Gandala for the longest of times. So it's really nice to see that. we have finally cleared the path. But the item that we got was the Spirit Negotiation, which grants Rowan the access to the anti-magic skill, which is a very good skill, and you should probably put it on him. If we come down to skills, we'll be able to see what exactly it does. The anti-magic skill, what it does, it says all arts that you will have used on you will have no effect. This includes both offensive and defensive spirit arts. So, this is very good for Rowan because he's fragile. He's the black mage of the party. He is very fragile. Having this skill helps him tremendously. So, be mindful to equip that. I didn't equip it because he didn't have enough skill points at the time, and I didn't want to screw it up. But the next form of business is we need to go to Fezbel March to activate another sub-event.
It's difficult to believe this whole area used to be a dry wasteland.
We were taught a great tsunami did this 20 years ago. It was right when the former king of Azul was leading his army into battle against Rashagal. Wait, Rowan, you were a tactician in that battle, weren't you?
Yes, I was. It's hard to believe it's already been so long. This is the place where Princess Carrie died.
Noctigal's sister.
Even he wouldn't dare to defy her. If she was still alive, Rashagal's history would have turned out quite a bit differently.
She must have been a fearsome woman if she could keep Noctigal in check.
Quite the opposite. She was a gentle, easygoing soul. Noctigal was always at his kindest around her, but her gentle demeanor masked an indomitable spirit. The meek had no greater ally than her. She even chose to accompany the army as a medic, so that she could save as many lives as possible.
A princess working as a medic? She must have been one hell of a woman.
Unfortunately, her story did not end happily. Their brothers feared Noctigal would distinguish himself by leading Rashagal to victory, so instead, they revoked his authority to lead the army just before the battle began. In his place, they sent an incompetent buffoon of a general, who squandered every advantage Rashagal had.
Why would they do that?
They must have feared Noctigal more than their own enemies. Just as Rashagal was facing defeat, the tsunami came and forced the remnants of both armies to retreat. But Princess Carrie's unit was among the unlucky ones that were caught in the wave. It was a grave error on my part. Amidst the confusion, I didn't notice that her unit was in the path of danger. If I had given her unit clearer orders, Carrie would still be alive.
Wait a minute. Were you two together?
We were worlds apart in both age and class, but we had pledged our futures to each other. Noctigal was the only one who approved of our union, but that's an old story, and one perhaps best forgotten.
Now, this side quest kind of gives you more insight about Rowan that the main story didn't. He had a betrothed that died here at Fezbel Marsh. We didn't know about this in any of the story. It didn't mention anything of this. But at the start of this, we need to actually go back to Olympias. We need to go to Triglyph. You're probably wondering why. Well, to continue this side quest, there might be something else that we might not know about. If we come over here to... Actually, it says right here, we got a sub-event right here. It says, the distance between worlds. So, with that...
I get so nervous talking to people in Olympias.
Don't be afraid. They're people just like us. Try to speak to as many people as you can.
Gotta pump them for info.
Information is important, but learning to understand and appreciate each other, that is our top priority.
I had kind of misread that. It was really tiny. But let's go over here. You'll notice there's a lady right here.
Excuse me, have you seen an elderly woman around here? I was out shopping with my mother, but we got separated. Her hair and eyes look just like mine.
Unfortunately, we don't know this city very well.
There you are, Lem. What are you doing here? What sort of child is still getting lost when she's 18 years old?
Me? You're the one who got lost. Did you forget where we were supposed to meet?
Oh, did I?
Honestly, I don't know how you keep a nursing job when you can't even stick to a simple schedule.
It's nice to see that Olympians are as human as we are.
No kidding.
Carrie? Carrie, it's you. You're alive.
Wait, Noctigal's sister?
Oh, yes, my name is Carrie. But I'm afraid I don't know who you are.
You don't?
I'm sorry. I can't remember anything from my childhood. When I washed up on a beach here 20 years ago, all I could remember was my name.
Wait, do you know who my mother used to be?
No. I merely met her once before, when I was working with her husband.
Oh, are you in the military too?
Forgive me for not recognizing you. You meet so many people as a soldier's wife.
No apologies necessary. It was a long time ago. May I ask where your husband is?
He's away on an expedition right now. I haven't heard from him in a long time, but I'm not worried. Ever since he found me 20 years ago, Julius has never broken a promise he's made to me.
Mom, could you stop gushing to complete strangers?
Okay. But it is true, you know.
Come on, we need to get going. Nice meeting you all.
Hey.
When the schism was breached 20 years ago, the tsunami must have brought Carrie all the way here to Olympias.
Aren't you going to go after her?
I don't know what I would say to her after all these years. I don't even know how to feel about this.
It seems that Rowan has found his long-lost love. And it's kind of sad, too. But, first, we need to listen to this skit right here. It continues this side quest.
I hope Lady Dressel is faring well.
Why not go to the manor and see? Dressel must be worried sick about you.
Oh, worried about me? Oh my. I do hope she doesn't perceive me as being that old.
But our next form of business is to go back to Sharilton, where we started this episode, and go visit Dressel again. Now, like I said before, what has happened was Carrie doesn't remember anything that happened prior to her washing up in Olympias. It's a miracle that she even survived that tsunami. But we will get our answers right here. So let's go inside the Lord's Manor here.
Exactly the people I was hoping to see. We just captured one of the soldiers from that airship.
Wow! How'd you pull that off?
Actually, he seems like a pretty strange guy. He actually turned himself in. He said he'd like to speak to Rowan. His name is Julius. Do you know him?
Lady Dressel, would it be possible to see him now?
You must be Rowan.
At your service. And you must be Carrie's husband, Julius.
I should have known the conductor would already know the score.
You give me too much credit. Carrie and I merely met by chance in Olympias once. My question is, how do you know about me?
Carrie had a ring with your name engraved on it when I met her. When I saw her using calculatrix without a Spyrix, I knew she had to be from the other world. I volunteered for the Otherworld Reactor Plan expedition, so I could learn more about her past.
Why would you risk so much? You already know she loves you.
Because I hid the ring from her, the one with your name on it. I didn't want her to have anything that would remind her of her past. I'm a coward who took advantage of her amnesia in order to steal her heart.
I saw for myself how deeply Carrie loves and trusts you. It was clear from the way she smiled. Even 20 years ago, I'm not sure I could have ever done anything to make her smile like that. Julius, you must make it back to Olympias alive. Your wife and daughter are waiting for you. Your only sin is abandoning the people who love you.
But there isn't any way for me to get back.
Not to worry. We will escort you home ourselves. In fact, I insist upon it. However,
there's no telling how long the dimensional breach will last. We should hurry.
Thank you.
Rowan, it's been an honor to meet you.
The honor is all mine. So Julius made it back to his family safely?
Yeah. Carrie was overjoyed to see him.
You should have gone with them.
Oh no, that simply wasn't possible. The way my back has been acting up.
Well, that won't do. You must take better care of yourself.
That voice. Carrie.
I just had to come and thank you all in person. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you and your friends, we might never have seen Julius again. Rowan, how have you been?
My beard's a bit longer, but other than that, not much has changed. And yourself?
Apart from a few more wrinkles, nothing.
Those aren't wrinkles. Those are laugh lines. You seem very happy.
I am. You do too.
Oh, yes. Spending time with so many young folk makes me feel a few decades younger myself.
That's wonderful. But do take care of yourself.
I will. Thank you.
Rowan.
Are you sure about this?
Please cheer up.
How could I possibly think myself unlucky in love when I have 3 lovely ladies looking after me? Now then, let us be off.
I hope I grow up to be someone like you, Rowan.
Then you'll need another 50 years of training. It's not as easy as it looks.
And this side quest, I liked it a lot because it really does. There's so much back. Like I kept saying this in the past few videos. It's just these side quests do so much for the main story. It helps supports it so much. You get so many backstories of all these characters and such, and it's just wonderful. We found out something we didn't know about Rowan, and that was wonderful. But anyways, guys, in the next episode of Let's Play Tales of Xillia is going to be the big one. We're going to go and start collecting Devil's Arms from the Devil's Beast. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode.